You have this father, Jeffrey DeSange, who has a nervous breakdown. He kills his wife, and he takes his kids away, and then he disappears. And then we cut to 5 years later, where his twin brother Lucas and his girlfriend Annabelle. Lucas has been looking for him. He spent all his money hiring private detectives to search for his brother and his nieces. They've just disappeared. Of course, everybody seems to. There's this big fear that he killed them, and they're just looking to find the bodies. But they find them suddenly. He's about to give up, and then they find the girls, and apparently the girls have been living on their own, surviving on their own, for 5 years in this cabin in the middle of nowhere. And of course, they're very traumatized, and we then take them in and we try to nurse them back to some kind of normal life. There's also this psychologist, Dreyfus, who realizes for him it's like a unique case. Like, he's gonna write a book about these kids because it's like unheard. And suddenly he realizes that there must be someone else. Like, they keep talking about Mama, and he believes that there's a person out there who must have taken care of these kids. It turns out that he's right. It seems like she doesn't really, as long as there's no emotional connection between the kids and whoever they meet, she's fine. But as soon as there's a threat, an emotional threat, she kind of goes in and gets a little aggressive. He's done, I think his career is he's been very successful shooting commercials. So he has this amazing eye for detail. And he has some great ideas for the camera. And then he's a very nice guy, which is great. There's a really good atmosphere. Also, the whole crew, there's just a really relaxed and cool atmosphere on the set, which always starts with the director, and he has the good energy. We have some of his, the guys doing the Mama prosthetics. All, I think they won the Oscar for Pan's Labyrinth. And these are like very, very good and very, very creative people. Of course, it means, it gives it. Well, it's so stupid to talk about a brand in a way, but it's almost a brand. It's like it's a brand of quality. But first and foremost, it's Andy's movie with Guillermo, who found him, and with his backing, and without Guillermo, this wouldn't have happened. We are all very grateful. The best horror movies are the most intense thrillers I always any movie in a way, is when you kind of connect with the characters and when you identify with them, and because then it all takes on a whole different, and then becomes interesting. And I think what we're hoping for here is, of course, that people will really care about this, but also that we're giving and Andy giving the ghost, the opponent, the baddie, or whatever, gives that a soul and an emotional depth that is not just about scaring the out of us, which she will, but also you kind of understand that it's driven out of a place of sorrow, of there's a tragedy there, which is I think is interesting.